Do you already know when you will retire? If you are thinking of an age, 65, 67, 70 maybe, please keep watching. Because retirement has nothing to do with an age. Retirement has to do with an amount of money. And by the end of this video, you will know how to calculate your personal retirement number. Most people treat retirement as a biological milestone. You work until your body, your employer, or the state tells you it's time to stop. As an engineer, I look at systems. And in a financial system, retirement is not a date on the calendar. Retirement is a point in time where your assets do generate enough cash flow to cover for your expenses. Once you reach that point, work becomes an option, not a necessity. Today, we calculate that number calmly, step by step. Hi, I'm Marco, and welcome to Reaching 10. On this channel, we talk about early retirement in Europe, without hype, focusing on what actually works. Before discovering financial independence, I thought that retirement was a mix of state pension, private funds, and something managed by someone else. Then I found how to approach this differently. It is based on something generally called as the 4% rule. The idea comes from research done in the late 90s. A group of researchers analyzed decades of data trying to answer a simple question. How much can you withdraw from a portfolio without running out of money for a long period of time? Their conclusion: for a diversified portfolio of stocks and bonds, withdrawing a 4% a year adjusted for inflation historically worked. Now important, this is a model, not a law of physics. There are many things to consider. Taxes in Europe, longevity, sequence of returns. We will all treat them in future videos. But every system needs a baseline, and the 4% rule is a very good baseline. Think back to the engine metaphor from the first video. If you keep the money in cash and spend it, you are burning the engine. You are slowly counting down to zero. But when your money is invested and produces returns, the dynamic changes. Now, imagine a portfolio producing 6% returns. You withdraw only 4% of it. So while the engine keeps running, the core of this engine stays intact and produces what you need for your lifestyle. This is the moment when retirement stops being abstract. So how do we calculate that number? First, you will need an input, your yearly expenses. If you do not know them, that's normal. Most people don't. We'll fix it. Mathematically, the relationship is simple. If your portfolio has to return 4%, then dividing your yearly expenses by 4% will give you the size of your portfolio. And dividing by 0.04 is the same as multiplying by 25. So, calculating the size of your portfolio, the size of your engine, is simply multiplying by 25 your yearly expenses. That is the size of the engine you need to build. Let's make this concrete. You do not need to fit one of these. A more frugal lifestyle of around 30,000 euros a year will make the portfolio size to look like 750,000 euros. If we take another lifestyle, around 50,000 euros a year, then the size of the engine you need to build is around 1.25 millions. While if you take a little bit more expensive lifestyle, around 80,000 euros per year, then the size of the portfolio will be 2 millions. When people first see these numbers, they think that's impossible, but that is where leverage comes in place. Imagine you save 100 euros a month. Then you have saved 1,200 euros per year. Multiply this by 25 and basically you have reduced your freedom number roughly about 30,000 euros. This is why the gap, the difference between what you earn and what you spend, is the most powerful financial leverage that you have on this journey. As a skeptic, I want to repeat this clearly. This is not a GPS, this is a compass. In Europe, we need to consider taxes, longevity, market volatility, and sequence of returns. But this should not stop you from starting this journey with a direction. Nobody starts at that number. We all start far from it. To calculate your number accurately, you need real data, especially your expenses. I built a simple expense tracker exactly to do that. You can download it for free at the link in the description below. Use it, get your number, because when you have your number, the game changes. In the next video, we will explore the second pillar of this system, the gap. How to optimize your cash flow without living a miserable life. If this way of thinking resonates with you, please subscribe. I'm Marco. Let's engineer your freedom. See you in the next video.